Hi everybody, it's Angelica here with Indie News at Noon. Diane and I are at the Gramercy Theater in New York City, and we're really excited because we'll be interviewing SmashMouth tonight. So stay tuned for that interview. Stay tuned for some great footage of tonight's show.
I'm so excited to ask SmashMouth about their cookbook, Recipes from the Road. So stay tuned.
I'm here on SmashMouth's tour bus with Steve Harwell. Say hi.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you? You just played a fantastic show. How you feel?
I shop at Sephora because your lipstick looks like it's from there.
You got it right. What shade am I wearing?
I don't know. It's kissable, but
Kissable. Okay, very
that's
close.
a good shade for a lipstick. Kissable.
You should come out with your own cosmetic line.
No, they did. Smashbox. You've seen
Smashbox, SmashMouth. Okay.
I missed about that. I should have happened that.
So before you go on and thinking about your career in cosmetics, let's talk about your career in music. So obviously, SmashMouth is a household name. Everybody knows who you guys are. Let's talk a little bit about before you became this big band. How was your experience as an indie artist?
I was an Elvis fanatic, and I was like, that's what I want to do. But I didn't know where I wanted to go, how I wanted to go. And I was so into rap at the time in high school, and kind of had a knack for just writing lyrics and stuff like that. I got into that. Actually got a record deal, which was, it's not easy to do. It's literally almost impossible, especially back then. Now with YouTube and social media, it's, that's how record labels are signing people. So, I really didn't enjoy the rap thing, and then had a few friends locally that were in bands, local bands playing cover music, basically other people's songs at clubs. And I kind of handpicked the band and said, you know what, I'm not the greatest singer at the time, but I know I can do this. I know I can front a band. And so that's kind of how it went. My guitar player, Greg, at the time, I knew was the best songwriter in the Bay Area, if not one of the best in the business. So I knew I had my golden egg there, and I've always compared music to sports. You have a great quarterback and you have a good team around you, you're going to win games. You have a great race car driver and a great car, you're going to win races. And so I kind of looked at it that way, but we didn't play a lot locally as an indie band. We just rehearsed, and our focus was songs, writing songs. So we were kind of the band that was, people were like going, who's this SmashMouth band? They don't ever really play around and blah, blah, blah. And then California had this magazine called BAM Magazine. It was our Rolling Stone, and it was the biggest California magazine, independent magazine. We were the first unsigned band to be on the cover, and everybody just lost their shit. They're like, how did they get on the cover? Because back then, rewinding, our local station, Carson Daly, who now we all know, household name, is one of my best friends, and he was a 19-year-old DJ on the station. And my other close friend, Justin Whitmire, who was working in radio promotions, introduced me. And Carson became a huge fan. And KOME, our local station in San Jose, was the first station to ever play an unsigned artist. And it was called Nervous in the Alley, and it was on our first record. And it was actually being requested all the time. And started getting the attention. And so that's how we got the cover of the magazine. And then it got to the point where I was like, my manager's like, I'm like, you know what? I want to make the record. Kids ask me all the time, how'd you make it in the business? I say, go write a hit song. That's now that's back then. Now with YouTube and all this stuff, social media, it's not like it used to be. I wish it was, but it's not. So you have to adjust, and so do we. So, but that's kind of how it is.
And how long have you been the frontman for SmashMouth?
I formed SmashMouth 24 years ago. And our official 20-year anniversary as a signed band is January. It's coming up. So I have approached Greg and approached Michael, our original drummer, to do a reunion show in our hometown. We wanted to do a little bit of a club tour. That's why we took these couple shows. We just got back from Australia. We were in Romania. Went back to Australia. Went to Okinawa. Went to Manila. Now we're going to Costa Rica next week for 5 songs. That's not too bad though. I've been working on a country record for like 4 years, and so yeah, solo country record, and it's all recorded, and it'll be out. The first single will be out after the first of the year. So this country record to me has been it's been a long time in the making, and you know, a lot of work, but just you know, the reason it's taken so long for me, it's because I've recorded it, stopped, recorded it. I've been kind of evolving as I've been making it. Now I've hit the point to where I was talking to my manager and a producer friend of mine, and I said, I found it. We've got it. We're ready to go. I've been doing SmashMouth for so long. It's my blood. I breathe, eat, sleep it. But I need another outlet. You know, I have other hobbies I do, but the country thing is just you know, I've talked to the guys. It doesn't sit well with everybody, and it's not, and that's expected. But for me personally, it's just something I got to do and something I want to do, and I've put way too much money into it to stop now. So
well, we're looking forward to hearing it. When did you say it's coming out?
The first single is going to come out after the first of the year, so the record will probably be out right around June or July.
So, like we said before, you've been around for so long. You've changed, you know, moved on into a different career path musically, right? Now you're doing country. What advice would you give to indie artists who are trying to get out of what they're doing right now? Especially in New York City, artists are kind of stuck playing local clubs. Most of them want to get out of the city and tour. What advice would you give for them?
Well, I think, you know, I can take it back, okay? First of all, we're making another SmashMouth record this next year. We're already started kind of working on that. We'll never stop doing that. That's my life. But my country stuff is definitely, it's just another part of, it's another chapter in my world. That's basically how I look at it. For other artists, it's hard. This business is very hard because of the social media network. You've got the most, there's so much non-talent coming off of YouTube and all these, and these record labels are just, because they're trending and they're getting and just all the views but the quality of the songwriting, you know, and now you've got all these songwriters writing songs for these kids, and it's become this like, it's almost like a conveyor belt of music going. I tell people, you know, if you're not a great songwriter, you know, don't be afraid to admit it. If you're struggling writing songs, don't be afraid to co-write. I mean, that's the thing. That's why Nashville is so successful, because all they do all day long, it's called 10, 2, and 6s. All guys do, they go in and they all got acoustic guitars and they sit. You get 2, 3, 4 guys, and that's all they do all day long. They might not write them for them. Most of the time they're writing them for Faith Hill or for Jason Aldean or whoever it may be. But don't be afraid to co-write. And Greg, our original guitar player, that was his biggest thing. He was so talented, of course. He didn't need to, but I had just been talking to him recently, and he's like, yeah, I'm starting to co-write. And I'm like, wait. What did you just say to me? You co-write with other people? And he goes, yeah, I'm kind of digging it, you know, because he's back in L.A. And you know, it's some people just can't do it because it's more of a, what do you call it, you know, you just get nervous, you know. I mean, some people can't open up around other people. You know, for me personally, I won't shut up. So we're out of tape. I just give the advice of just keep working hard and just, you know, reach out to people that you feel are great songwriters. Collaborate. kids ask me all the time, how did you make it? And I said, well, first of all, there's a ton of luck involved. It's like hitting the lottery. Second of all, it's surrounding yourself with the right people, and it's about the music.
Well, thank you. That's some excellent advice. We actually haven't heard that, the whole collaborating thing, and I think that is a really good point for singers and songwriters to be open to, at least.
The cookbook, Recipes of the Road. I loved it.
You know what? Thank you. That was that came about from just traveling the country, and we had so many photos from all over the years from when back when we were young, before the wrinkles and the Botox, and we travel, and I met all these chefs, and with Guy Fieri and all these guys becoming friends, and just eating great food and going to these small towns and like finding the hole in the walls and stuff like that. I was like, everybody's doing cookbooks. It's like nobody's done like a rock and roll cookbook from the road. We stop, we go in. A lot of times the chef will come out or the owner. It's like, hey, it's on us. Try this, try that. And the cool thing is the book it's stories too. And Paul, our bass player, Paul Delisle, he's such a good writer. He was like, can I please write the stories? And they're all true stories for all these cities that we've been in where we've experienced some great food and fun. There's always been a funny story tied to it. So we kind of made it more of a coffee table book. It's, there's great recipes, but it's fun stories, photos. It's kind of the rock and roll lifestyle. And I'm a foodie, I love to cook. And I think it's, cooking's become so popular now with everyone,
Yeah, it has.
And so we're going to do another one. We're going to do like an international one. But I think the next one I want to do is where I actually go to the homes. I want to pull up to Steve and Tyler's house and go, or somebody's house, and
You swing by my house?
I'm going to swing by your house.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
And we're going to cook.
I enjoyed that.
What's your favorite food?
Oh, goodness.
I love Mexican. But
Okay, Italian.
I love it.
Exclusive.
Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray and I are very close friends. Mark McGrath and I have formed it's called the Brat Pack, a whole separate band. We're going out together, just him and I, and we're going to do all the old school fitted suits, Dean Martin, Sammy, the whole Dean Frank thing.
Oh my God, I
Do
can't
our hits,
wait.
And we're going to come off and do a banter, and I'll walk off, he'll come on.
The two of you must be a riot together. But you're still kicking ass, and you still want to continue to kick more butt?
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, I'm not. Never going to be done. I mean,
But you were having a blast up there.
Yeah, we are, because the shows have been going from these big, huge festivals to the small clubs, and crowds are neat because it's, some of the smallest, jankiest places it takes you so far back when you were like, wow, was this what it was about?
I know. Did we act like that? Yes, we did.
Sweaty, crazy.
Yes.
And then you do the over-the-top, overproduction, and that kind of stuff to me, I love big crowds, I love big shows, but I also like to go back and walk down the steps and look around and go, there's my segment, because we played so many places so many times, it's like, that's the neat part about it. Or you'll find a sticker. I was driving down I-5 going to L.A., and I was stopping at a truck stop, and I was in the urinal, and there was a half of a SmashMouth sticker that we made ourselves back in 1990, I don't know. And we just got together, and it was like a little checkered board that said "Smuh," and I'm like, oh, and it's like.
I think I got that T-shirt.
You probably do.
Yeah, I probably do. Well, I thank you. This has been a pleasure.
Thank you very
Not
much.
just as a fan, but see what you can do as a professional. You get to stalk your favorite people.
Be stopped.
Yes, you are. Thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you.
Can't wait till your next cookbook comes out.
Book, records.
Love you.
Thank you, guys.
SmashMouth.
Have you looked at the stopwatch lately? When was the last time you clocked in? There is a race to be run and a song to be sung. There is a fine line wearing thin. So don't look back, the past is past. The future is coming fast. You better make room, we're coming through loud and clear.